Mine's sort of a little complicated now when I think about it. I mean, I've been both on boards because they were looking for LGBTQ, and then when I've been on other ones as...
Well, certainly in my boardroom career, very, very often, especially at the beginning, I was the only. If I wasn't the only woman, I was definitely the only Hispanic Latina.
Mm-hmm.
And often I was asked to be on a board because, hey, we would like to have some Latino representation. Will you join? But I think that whether you're the only or not, it's always an honor to be able to express your perspective and be able to add value to the conversation. Of course, as people representing a different community, it's also a lot of pressure, and you want to make sure that you communicate all the power and all the brilliance of our community. And so that's what I call the burden of being the minority in the room. It's just a great deal of pressure, and you have to learn to live with it and make sure that you still have your own voice, regardless.
I always felt both privileged and wanted to make sure that I was not a token, that the experience and life experience and work experience that I brought was also valued.
This point about tokenism is one of the toughest roles we have, whether it's as a woman, as a minority, as a gay person. It's very hard. You feel a lot of pressure in the room when you know that you're a token, in the sense that many boards are intentional.
I really believe deeply in diversity for diversity's sake. Having a table of diverse voices of men and women, non-binary, transgender, race, color, creed, having those diverse voices brings diverse perspectives and brings innovation just by that diversity. And it has to be diversity with a goal. Like, what are we trying to achieve?
That intentionality has to be from the bottom to the top. So it's very important that your board reflect your community, your markets, where you want to be. It sends a very strong message when there is diversity in the board, because it shows that that aspirationally you can be at the table, at the table that makes the decision. And it's important for younger people to see that, and it's important for middle-level people to see it, and it's important all the way through. It sends such a strong message that I can be a part of that. Otherwise, I think they're words, but the intent isn't there, and people can see through that.
Absolutely. For me, it's always about, like, what is the goal and what are the values that drive those goals? And for me, it's always been about justice. The impact that diversity has on outcomes, on program expansion, on growth, on the quality of programs, on our political power in Springfield and Washington and beyond. So that's what I also just am so delighted to see, that again, it's diversity with a goal, it's diversity based in values, and it's diversity that results in positive impact for the people that are part of the organization and for the communities that we serve. I've been doing this work for a long time, including when I was like a 5 or 6 year old, because my mom dragged me to civil rights marches and fighting against redlining in our community. So I've always had this justice framework, and I learned very early on that you can only achieve justice by bringing together the voices of those that have been the most marginalized and victimized, if you will, by injustice. So that's part of what drives me. And I gotta just say, why I love Leadership Greater Chicago so much, and all the folks that I have met through it, is because of their commitment to justice and equity and creating a future that's better for the sum of us and not just for some of us.
It's incredible that, last year, I guess, was my 30th anniversary as an LGC alum, and that LGC has been on this mission to create leaders that understand their community and are compassionate and are brilliant.
I turn to LGC first and foremost as we're thinking about who are the new members that we want in nonprofits and government and education, the space that I'm in. And the go-to list from LGC is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I've relied on it quite a bit for everything, including, corporate boards that I've been involved in. And it was the LGC connection that I think led to my first corporate board.
40 years has been a treasure. And frankly, what I'm most excited about are the next 40 years. And just thinking about the caliber of the next 40 classes that are going to be even more diverse in every way and are going to take our city from great to greater. It's a really exciting time to be involved with LGC.